takes that into the landing area. And now the return across the 20 out to about the 30-31 yard line, and that's where the Jets will is in the backfield for Smith, who of course was a second-round pick out of West Virginia University. First down, they're going to go to Braylon Allen, and he gets just a couple of yards, not much there. Steelers defensively do a good job. Slaughter came up on that one. Now let's take a look at some of the players expected to make an impact tonight. These are presented by your neighborhood Ford store. Ford, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We expect to see a lot from Howard and Aller, of course. Robert Spears-Jennings had a good debut last week, and so did Gabriel Rubio.
They both did. Jennings did a nice job of coming out of the secondary. They loved the way that he tackled, and of course Rubio being disruptive whenever he was in the game.
All right, 2nd and 8 now after a 2-yard gain for Allen. Smith hit, throws to his intended receiver, and it is Mitchell, and Mitchell gets first down yardage. Watch the pressure coming up front, Charlie.
Smith, no, he knows it. Gino's sitting there saying, I have to get rid of this football. Held on to the last minute, taking that shot, getting it to his playmaker, picking up a first down.
Rayshawn Jennings made that play. He was brought here early in camp. They had Savage, they got rid of him, brought in Jenkins, and he's been playing well. Had a good game last week. So now Smith. 1st and 10. Deep drop, throws down the field. As a receiver, did he keep his feet in bounds? And that's A.D. Mitchell again. And that is another completion. And Mitchell was a guy, of course, who was part of that Sauce Gardner trade. That's a gain of 21 yards. Originally out of Texas, 2-time national champion, went to Georgia. Sauce Gardner, that was a big trade last year, and he's one of the guys they brought back.
Yes, it was. It was a nice route by Mitchell. He got Dean turned around. Easy completion on the out route there. Not sure exactly what Dean saw, but that's one they're going to come back to for sure if he's not able to clean that up.
Braylon Allen's in the backfield because Breece Hall got injured in training camp. Mason Taylor, tight end, is in the game. And this is Allen getting a couple of yards there before the Steelers get him to the ground. Sean Elliott was one of those in there, and Elliott back from his injury. At the time, he thought that hyperextended knee, which put him out. I think he suffered against Green Bay last year. It was a tough injury, but he's come all the way back.
Yeah, it's a big difference when he's in the game and not in the game. He is the leader of that secondary. He sets the tone, and whenever he was not in the game last year or missed that time, it really impacted their defense statistically.
2nd and 7 for New York. First possession of the game. They have one first down. This pass batted down. It looks like maybe Y.A. Black was the guy who playing nose tackle this year, and he's been doing well. He's a big guy, and if he occupies people in the middle, it could free up a lot of guys around him.
And Y.A. Black, he had a really good game last week, and he is looking to add on to that. You see the batted pass there, and I'm sure Derek Harmon saying, I'm not used to tackling the ball carrier, or at least the receiver and the offensive lineman right there, and he's laughing to himself as he makes that tackle.
Y.A. Black got the better of Josh Myers, their center, who signed here for 2 years, $15 million last year, originally with the Packers. And they have some real studs on their tackle position. They got Mitchell, Wilson, and Amari Cooper in the game now for the Jets. And this one is Mason Taylor. I'm sorry. He, by the way, is the son of Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. And he makes that reception. Their #1 tight end, Deshaun Elliott, makes the stop.
I know he grew up down in South Florida, but he has family ties here to Pittsburgh, and I know they are all here representing, if not here, but they are listening to this. Nice job of separation here. Ball slightly behind Taylor. Nice job adjusting, making that catch.
This is Geno Smith's first opportunity. He did not play last week with an injury. We saw Cade Klubnik out of Clemson was their starting quarterback. He performed well. Expect to see him later in this game. A new set of downs. 1st and 10. Allen in the backfield. Steelers trying to stop this drive by New York. Allen gets it, and right off the bat, he's hit there. And it's Patrick Queen who comes up and makes the open field tackle, and a good one.
And that is Patrick Queen right there. This is what he loves to do, come downhill and be able to meet the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. There was no hesitation by Queen. You can see nowhere for the running back to go at this particular point. He had 55 tackles last year, 1 sack, 1 forced.
For the Steelers, 2nd 11 after the loss. Smith looking left, throwing right. It's Braylon Allen's right there. Makes a short completion before Peyton Wilson wraps him up.
Number 41, Peyton Wilson.
They're waiting for Peyton Wilson to take that next step. Had a good season last year, 73 tackles, 2 sacks and 1 interception. Had a tackle last week in the preseason game. This speed is unbelievable by Wilson, so it's going to be interesting to see how defensive coordinator Patrick Graham uses him in this defense.
3rd and 6. Geno Smith early going is 5 for 5 for 42 yards. First possession of this game. Braylon Allen last week had a 31-yard touchdown run in their game against Tampa Bay. Smith rolling right, throwing as his man. That's a first down for the Jets. And it's their #1 receiver, Garrett Wilson, who is taking on more of a leadership role, a first-round pick out of Ohio State back in 2022.
See Geno Smith right there realizing that the Steelers' loss contained, was able to buy time hitting Wilson as he adjusted on that out route, sliding down, making that cut, getting the Jets another set of downs.
Nice route right there. Asante Samuel Jr. was in the vicinity, but a good throw and catch by Garrett Wilson. 1st and 10. Ball at the 13-yard line. Smith rolling, throwing. Open man right there. It's going to be Jelani Woods. And Jelani Woods gets in for a touchdown. They just put him into the game, and right off the bat, guy out of the University of Virginia scores the first points of this game on a very nice drive engineered by Geno Smith.
Now with play action, you can see Patrick Queen and Alex Highsmith right there. Miscommunication, leaving wide open receiver. That's just something you can't have. Both of those two are communicating. And that's an easy touchdown for the Jets.
Jelani Woods was with the Colts. He was originally a 3rd-round pick, had all sorts of injuries. 2 years with Indy, didn't put much up because of those injuries. Jason Sanders is in for the point after touchdown. Jets made a move. They got rid of a really good kicker last year, Nick Folk, and they brought him in as well as Cade York, and both are battling for the kicking duties. New York makes good on their first drive, 7-0. Steelers on offense when we come back. The end zone, and it's going to be returned. And that is Caden Regin, who had that touchdown last week, as well as the 74-yard reception that set up another touchdown. So the Steelers are going to be with not great field position, and that was the theme of last week's story. They had too many starting positions that were inside the 20, inside the 30. Big crowd, big ovation for Will Howard, the starting quarterback tonight. We're also going to see both Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdle. First time we've had a chance to see him. He had a good last 2 years, 1,000 yards each with Dallas and then Carolina.
Yes, he does, and has experience with Mike McCarthy down in Dallas, so you know he understands this offense.
All right, Robin Wilson, number 14, along with Jeremy Bernard in this one. It's Jalen Warren. First carry of this preseason, gets a couple of yards for the Jets. Jamie Sherwood makes the play there. You know, we talk about things that go on with running backs. Is it possible, someone had asked us earlier this year, that both Warren and Dowdle both can be 1,000-yard rushers? Because they both have the ability to do it. It depends on how they share this responsibility.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that works. Do I think they both get 1,000 if you combine the receiving yards? Yes, absolutely.
We saw that with Kenneth Gainwell last year. Again, it's Warren, this time going nowhere. And that was Harrison Phillips, the big defensive tackle out of Stanford, who makes the play.
And we talked about this, was one of the keys prior to the game is getting this running game going. Sav 72 yards last week. They have to get this going, because if you can get the running game going, that opens up the play action game. So that's going to be something that they're going to continue to work on throughout the course of this game.
That offensive line needs to come together, and they still are working with some injuries. Maxi Hanashore will not play here tonight. So now it's 3rd and 9. Howard fires over his intended receiver, and that's Roman Wilson. He was looking for a flag there, not going to get it. So the Steelers will go 3 and out in the first possession of the game for Will Howard.
Now it's up not much down the field. As you can see, the Jets, they were playing the sticks. They sat right at 9 yards in anticipation of a ball thrown in front of the sticks. They played overthrow by Howard, setting up a punt.
And there's Cameron Johnston. He is the man. Had a couple of good ones last week. Trey Brown is back deep for the New York Jets. They're going to get their second possession. It's a good kick by Johnston. It's away from the first, and there's a penalty. It's going to go against the Jets, and that was a problem the Steelers had last week. A lot of penalties in that game, 11, many of them on special teams. 56 yards on the kick, only a 6-yard return.
And there should be a block in the back by the Jets, putting them.
During the return, block in the back, receiving team number 32. 10-yard penalty, first down. TV, timeout.
All right, we're going to go to a break. Jets have their second possession, leading 7-0 after a 10-play, 69-yard touchdown drive engineered by Geno Smith. And it's Cade Klubnik. One possession is all they needed to see from Geno Smith, and it was a good one. 10 plays, 69 yards. He was 7 for 7 for 65 yards on the play.
It was a nice opening drive there by Geno Smith, and when you look at Cade Klubnik, he's 6'2", 207 out of Clemson. Had a big game here at Pitt, so people in here, if you're a Panther fan, you remember him when Clemson came in here at Acrisure here a couple years ago. But I think when you look at what he's capable of doing, they want to see him on the move. They want to see if he can drop and deliver in the pocket.
Two-time ACC championship game MVP, had a big career at Clemson. Handoff goes to Wangu, and he's going nowhere, and that is Rayshon Jenkins, who came in and made the play once again.
He spent a lot of time up in Cleveland. He's a veteran guy they brought in here a couple weeks ago. They wanted him to help solidify the back end of the defense, and he is showing up in big ways. And right there, that is a meeting at the running back.
We'll see. We sent it back out to Acrisure, and it was
that he brings to this defense.
But this is a season-long farewell tour for Aaron Rodgers.
Experience, played him a lot. 11 career interceptions as well, so he knows what he's doing. 3rd and 9. Steelers trying to get the ball back here. Pressure again. Klubnik throws, and it's almost interception. It's incomplete out of bounds. The pressure is delivered there by the Steelers up front. Nico Slaughter was there. And Slaughter's had a first couple of games, too. That looked pretty good.
Watch Nick Herbig right on the bottom of your screen right there, causing that pressure, forcing the air and throw. And that's what you want to see, knowing that it's a passing down. Get after the quarterback. Herbig was able to do so.
All right, so the Jets are in punt formation. Caden Weegan back. It's Austin McNamara out of Texas Tech. He's their punter, and we'll see what kind of field position the Steelers can get out of this after a 3-and-out for New York. Good defense by the Steelers on that possession. Weegan trying to get away from the first line, and he can't do it. He gets just a couple of yards, but it's much better field position than the first one. 44 yards on the punt, only a 4-yard return. Steelers back in business, down 7-0, 6:01 left first quarter here at Acrisure. Signed him for 2 years, $12 million. Back to passes. Howard over the middle, delivers on the money, and that's first down yardage. 14 yards for number 14, Roman Wilson, who did a good job in the middle of the field. And we noticed last week, Charlie, Mike McCarthy likes to call plays in the middle of the field.
Oh, he's going to push the ball down the field. You can see Howard going 1, 2, back to 3, finding Roman Wilson on the backside. And that's what you want to see. At one catch last week, now he wants to build on that.
Another guy we're going to watch, we have Broderick Jones now at right tackle. He's getting some play there. Rolling left is Howard. Fire. It's Ben Skoranek, but he only gets 1 foot down. It's ruled incomplete.
Just a play action here. He's trying to push the ball to the outside. Skoranek does a nice job securing the football. Just has to get that left foot down. Unfortunately, out of bounds.
Yeah, so Broderick Jones has been interesting to watch because he got 52 snaps last week, even some on special teams. And now he's getting an opportunity at right tackle. The question is, can he win a spot there as a starter given the injury to Ihanacho? We'll talk more about that in a second, but Dowdle again this time, not much. In the middle of that, Jets defense steps up. Now let's take a look at the position room, and we're focusing on running backs. This is brought to you by Citizens Bank. Made ready.
Yeah, Jalen Warren, he didn't play last week, 2 carries early in this game, but they want to see Rico. He has experience and spent time with Mike McCarthy down in Dallas, but back-to-back years, 1,000 yards rushing. What can he bring to this offense, and how will Mike McCarthy use this tandem at running back?
Pat Freiermuth in the game now on a 3rd and 8 for the Steelers, trying to extend this drive. They got their first down on this one after a 3-and-out. It's Howard. In pressured, and he's gotten there and down. And that's David Bailey, who was brought in as the 2nd overall pick here. Got around Broderick Jones, it looks like.
And this one here is unfortunate there because the protection holds up. Will has somebody down the field running wide open. He just could not get to him because of the pressure. Promising drive ends up in a punt.
David Bailey, 1st round pick, 2nd overall. It was the big defensive lineman of the year in their conference. Signed that big contract too as a first-round pick second. That comes with an automatic like $54 million, 36 of which is guaranteed. Trey Brown back. He's going to let that play. Nice punt once again by Johnston. This is down inside the 5-yard line. And that's a tremendous job by special teams. Peyton Wilson there to pick it up. 49 yards, no return, and the Steelers defense will go to work right here in Pittsburgh. All right, Steeler fans come to life. Klubnik in his own end zone now. Fires. And that's complete to Isaiah Williams. Gets a nice bit of yardage there and gets away from the goal line.
And Deshaun Elliott on the coverage right there, coming from middle of the field down to make that tackle. And these are things that you want to see. They're still staying in this game. When you just watch the first drive, why the starters are still continuing to play, or at least the ones who started the football game, because that drive did not go the way that Mike McCarthy wanted to see. He needs to see more from this group.
2nd and 4 now. Amari Cooper Jr. in the game. Of course, from the national champs, first-round pick. They had 2 of them with Bailey and him. And that is Kane Owangu. He doesn't get much there. It'll set up a 3rd down for the Steelers.
You can see right there Keanu Benton coming out wagging that finger, fresh off of that contract extension, well deserved by him. Congratulations to you. And Benton has been one of those guys who arrow is pointing up. They like exactly where he's at. He's learning a lot from Cam Hayward, and they view him as the future at this defensive line.
Seems like their plan has been to really bet on certain guys they like. They did it with Herbig, they did it with Washington, and now Benton, who will get $18 million a year on average. Omar Cooper Jr. back in at pressure again. Klubnik rolling here, and he can do this. 3rd and 2. He's going to get that and plenty more as he gets down from behind there, being pursued by Peyton Wilson. But man, that's a big game by Cade Klubnik, and he's done that a lot in his career at Clemson.
And he has the ability to use his legs just right there, understanding pressure, man to man, tuck the football down. He's able to get up the field. One of the things you want to be careful for. He gets up now chomping a little bit at Peyton Wilson right there. Oh, I can understand just a little bit of the grabbing of the helmet. He got up, didn't like that, so that's where that bickering is coming back and forth.
New set of downs for the Jets now, as they operate from the 27.5-yard line, leading 7-0. And it's Wangu again up the middle, runs into rugby scrum of players here. Steeler middle of that defense came up. Dean Lowry was in there.
And this defensive line, I mean, there's a lot of rotation group. You know who the first 3 is, but a lot of these guys are all fighting for that 5th and 6th rotational player who can catch the attention. You see Dean Lowry, he's a veteran guy. Rubio had a really good game last week, so these are things that they want to continue to see.
Another guy, 93 in there, Isezio Tomowo. He's another guy. He's been around and played well, and he's in a battle.
Yes, he had 2 tackles last week he had.
2nd and 8 for Cade Klubnik. This time pressure again. Jenkins, who's been all over the place, throws this one up in the air, does Klubnik. Jenkins has really made a statement in this first quarter, and I love that approach, and there is a penalty flag down, it looks like.
So this is definitely going to be intentional grounding on one side, or are they going to call the roughing the passer on the other side?
That's what they're going to call, it looks like, for sure. Took a while. By the way, we have 2 referees. This is Larry Smith. Sean Hockley is also in this group.
Intentional grounding, offense. The ball we placed at the spot of the foul. Also a loss of down. It will be 3rd down.
Really great play by Rayshon Jenkins.
Yes, it is.
3rd one he's made tonight.
2 tackles last week. He understands not giving up, containing. He tries to make sure that he does not put all of his body weight on the quarterback. Immediately throws his hands up, say, I did not do that. And he's pleased off of that. But with Jennings, this guy here, last year, 19 tackles for the Browns. Let's see if he can continue to build that momentum here.
3rd and 20, just what Patrick Graham and this defense wants. Klubnik fires. Short of 1st down to get a lot of that yardage back. The ball is out. Isaiah Williams fumbles it. And we'll see who has it at this point. The Jets last year were very bad in the takeaway department and the giveaway department.
A lot happens under that power, Bob. I promise you that.
I'm sure you have stories. You could probably write a book about it. Looks like the Jets retain possession, but a nice defensive series actually for the Steelers right there.
4th down.
Take a look at it again, Charlie.
You can see they've been working on punching the football out. Yes, the completion is there, but everybody's now stripping at that football. You can see
Sean Elliott.
Sean Elliott right there, the quarterback of that secondary, able to get his hand on that football, rip it out. Now the ball's on the ground. That's one they're going to have to work on if they are able to get on that football out to set up a great field position for the Steelers offense.
Austin McNamara back again to punt, his second of the game. Weegan back and retreating inside the 20-yard line. It's a high hanger. He gets it. He has some space. Looking to get a block. Turns the corners. Dragged down. Ball comes out. It looks like the Jets may have gotten it. It was stripped. Flags fly there. Malik McLean looks like he has it. A 60-yard booming punt, 11-yard return, and then it was stripped out of his hands.
And this is one right here that they're going to call a face mask or a horse collar. And that's exactly what Weegan turned around and look at the referee and say, wait a minute. And it was a late flag that came in, so I expect that to be Steelers ball here with the flag against the Jets.
Looks like spot on, Charlie. They were making that motion there before we took that camera shot. McLean was the guy who made the play there. Weegan's had a pretty good first couple of games, although you don't want to see that
There's no foul for a horse collar. During return, the receiving team fumbled the ball. It was recovered by the kicking team. First down, New York Jets.
And fans here are upset about that particular call because they felt that they all saw the same thing. Let's take a look at it here. Right on the right shoulder. No, I think that's a good call. It was on the shoulder pad, not on around the neck area. So now we have to see whether or not he caught it with possession inbounds. That view right there will not show it. Here we go, just to get a better.
Ruckert was